Woo, football is back, and boy, do we got some stuff to talk about. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Dugai, coming at y'all with another episode of Drop It Dimes with Mr. Dugai. And tonight, I'm going to talk about tonight's preseason opener as the Philadelphia Eagles defeat the Baltimore Ravens 16-13. And obviously, we're going to get into the good, the bad, and the ugly, and all that good stuff. Before I get into this video, man, for anyone, if you want to highlight me on social media, reach out, DM, whatever the case may be, all that information gonna be down in the description box. So come highlight at your boy. Also, man, excuse the little beeping noise. Got her along, we gotta get situated, so I do apologize for the inconvenience. Um, Eagles win 16-13, but obviously the final score is not what's important when it comes to these preseason games. First off, offensively, the quarterbacks. I thought Kenny Pickett was solid. I think Kenny Pickett will be a solid backup quarterback for us. Somebody who has starting experience. He's still relatively young. So you can still develop him into something unlike a Marcus Mariota, who was pretty much he is what he is. Or like a Joe Flacco or somebody like that. I feel like Kenny Pickett still got a lot of room to grow. But you see, he has a little command of the offense. Clearly, he wasn't out there with any of the starters, but he wasn't awful. Maybe he could have done a couple of things a little better, but he wasn't awful. Tanner McKee, I like him. He didn't get much help from the receivers, dropping passes and stuff like that. But I think we got a really solid quarterback room. When you talk about Hurts as the starter, Kenny Pickett as the backup, and you got Tanner McKee as a third string, another developmental quarterback. I like the room. Hurts has enough leadership now to where you don't need a necessarily older quarterback. He could be the big dog of the QB room. So I enjoy it, man. The offensive line, they got some pressures, but clearly none of the starters were out there. So I thought Steen did some good things. I thought he struggled a little bit. He was the guy on the O line I had my eye on a lot. That's still kind of a work in progress, as we do know on the offensive line, the right guard is going to be the weak link of the offensive line. So we just hope that regardless of how good they do, they're going to be the lesser of all the linemen. So whether it's Steen, Makai Beckman, Hennessy, whoever, hopefully they do a good job in that spot, playing right alongside somebody like Lane Johnson. Running backs, man. I love this running back room, yo. Will Shipley out there looking like a little poor man's Christian McCaffrey. And I ain't just saying that because he white, y'all. But the way he ran that ball, the way he ran the ball, don't look like the biggest guy, but ran with some physicality in between the tackles. Caught the ball for a touchdown. Used him on kickoff. He even made a tackle on special teams. So he's a legit football player, man. I like him a lot, man. And I feel like he's gonna really contribute to this team. Kendall Milton ran hard, ran really, really hard. Ty Davis Price ran the ball effectively as well. Kenny Gainwell in a few touches, he did his thing. I feel like the running back room. I know we got Saquon Barkley. I know Saquon expected to be outstanding this year in this offense, running behind this offensive line. But I think the running back room as a whole is an upgrade from the last year or two. Receivers, none of the guys played. No AJ, no Devontae. Britton Covey, I thought there was times where he was actually open and he didn't get seen. Covey could potentially be a nice little slot receiver. We still looking for that wide receiver 3. Do you go more of a slot guy like a Britton Covey? Do you go big body Johnny Wilson? Manir Schmidt, I was high on him when we drafted him. He needed a little work to do, man. He running around like he's still in college and he not hanging on to the football. And John Ross, I mean, we didn't see Paris Campbell tonight, so maybe there's still hope with him. But we still got work to do to figure out that third and fourth wide receiver as far as if something, God forbid, happens to AJ Brown or Devontae Smith. Or if you want to go, with a 3 wide receiver set or 4 wide receiver set, who could step in? Julio did a decent job at that last year when he came over for us, man. So we need somebody to fill that role. In the tight ends, you heard a lot about Calcaterra. We're gonna be in a lot of 12 personnel. So Kellen Moore likes to use some 12 personnel. So it's kind of a quiet night for them. They didn't really get though who it was, Albert O really did not have a good game. Dropped some passes, just looked slow and unathletic. But I think we're pretty solid with Dallas Goddard and Calcaterra and Uzuma, who's more of like a probably gonna be more of like a blocking tight end, something like that, more in that Jack Stall, situation. Then defensively, Quinyon Mitchell, man, shout out to the rookie. You gotta finish that though. Great coverage, great break on the ball. Might have probably got away with a little grab, but hell, they let the other rookie, Nate Wiggins, get away with holding all night long. So but you got to finish that, man. You got to get that interception. You got to finish that off. But overall, look good out there. I thought Keely Ringo looked really good tonight. In the secondary, 31 Hall struggled mightily. But it's still promise there. Bradbury was at safety, so we ain't had to worry about him on the outside corner. And of course we still ain't seen Cooper DeJean yet as he still recovers from that hamstring injury. The linebackers, man. First team, we gave up a couple of big plays, man. They ran on us right up the middle with their second team offense, and we blew a coverage on a flat route. But other than that, they did okay. Still want to see a little more. The first team defense gonna have to play in this preseason. Still want to see a little more. Look like Devin White, Zach Bond, more of the veteran guys are your starters. I thought though with the backups and the Kobe Dean and Jeremiah Trotter Jr. I thought played well with the backups. Nolan Smith gets a sack tonight, but still want to see a little more out that D line, man. Want to see a little more pass rush. Want to see them a little more stout against the run. So defense is still a work in progress, though I could see the potential that it'll be better than it was last year. And plus, we ain't really doing nothing schematically to try to fool nobody or nothing like that. We basically playing base defense. So I guess we'll learn a lot more when we see Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers in Brazil. But I still want to see them get out there, just get more their feet wet, get more into the comfortableness of tackling and all that. Offense, we don't need to see none of the offensive players at all this whole preseason. We got enough, personnel, enough depth offensively, to be okay. We got three, good quarterbacks. We got a loaded backfield. The offensive line is going to be solid. And I still want to see this battle for this number 3 and number 4 wide receiver. That thing didn't really get settled out yet. So we're going to need to see a little more of that. And also, man, Jake, get it out the way now, dog. Get all them little shanks and hitting the uprights. Get all that nonsense out the way now, man. We know whenever we need a big kick, you come through in the clutch. So get that little nonsense out the way, man. It was cool for us to get another opportunity by Baltimore, I guess, trying to throw an 80-yard pass with Emory Jones because he does have a big arm, and we got the sack. And then he got the chance, and then he did what he's supposed to do, what he normally do, kick that thing right down the middle. So, but Jake, get all that nonsense out the way right now, because once September 6th come, man, we rolling, and we want you to be automatic Jake like you've been throughout your career, basically, with the Philadelphia Eagles. But that's pretty much it, man. Any questions, comments, y'all leave them up in the comment section, and I'm gonna get back to y'all, man. Looking forward to a really, really fun season. And the next one Thursday night, New England Patriots, yo. But with that being said, that's all I got for y'all tonight. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Hit the like button for your boy. Give me a subscribe. I have Philadelphia Eagles, NFL, and content on my other teams throughout the year. Y'all have a blessed one. Fly, Eagles, fly.